Welcome back, piggies, to another episode of the Pigskin Pals podcast with your hosts, Dane and AJ. This episode, we got the Week 7 DFS Redraft Dynasty episode. We're going over it all. Dane finally happened to squeeze out a DraftKings DFS win, so he's back on the board. But we'll talk more about that in the episode. Don't forget to sack that like button like it's Jordan Love.
Nope.
And also the
like
subscribe button.
Well, Dak's on by, so I guess it has to be Jordan Love. But
it can't be Dak.
CJ Stroud, because I got another DFS win coming my way this week. Let's get stuck right into it.
Here we are with the Week 6 DFS results. It was a chilly day over on my side, it seems like. A lot of ice going on there, especially with my Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, both sides. I feel like we should almost come up with a small punishment for us if we don't get over 115 points or something in DFS, because I feel like that should be very doable.
Yeah, it was a bad week.
The past couple of weeks, I think it's been kind of duddy. So comment down below what you would like to see us do if we don't get over the hump of a certain amount of points. But yeah, it was mainly because of Dak, who we kind of shat on in our last episode. But on my side, Marv, he went out with an injury, so I mean, I can't fault him. He would have been in line for a ton of garbage points, I think, if he stayed healthy. But the big ones, the Buccaneers, we had some great plays right there with that. They were super cheap too. And then Andrews was a great play by me. He was also really cheap. And then, who I paid up for, Derrick Henry. Can't really go wrong with playing Henry. I don't have him in this week, but we'll see.
Let's see. We've got Pitts, man. All right.
Yeah, I went with Pitts. I can talk about my strategy first.
Sure.
I kind of went with all the games with a super high over and under. I mean, it's kind of what I try and go for every week. But this week especially, it was Carolina at Washington is apparently the highest over-under, which is kind of redonkulous. And
that is donkulous.
The Commanders have the highest implied team point totals, but I really couldn't afford Jaden Daniels and I couldn't afford Terry McLaurin, so I went down to Deontay Johnson instead and kind of went with the cheaper stack of the two, because if one team's going to be scoring, hopefully the other team is just trying to keep up. But the big thing that I went with, I mean, the other games were Seattle and Atlanta, so I have two players in that, and then Detroit and Minnesota. So I have Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. I was not expecting AJ to put in Sam Darnold in his lineup, so that's pretty disappointing. I mean, I'm just going to be hoping for a huge week out of those guys then, and hopefully it just pays off with touchdowns or yards. Going over Sam Darnold. Maybe he's throwing a couple of picks too. That would be nice. And then I'm coming around with my punt play this week. I only have one punt play this week. Well, I have two. I guess my defense is two. But Tim Patrick, he's one of my punt plays. And then the Titans D also. And then I went with Jacobs again. I feel like I've been playing him a lot.
I was about to say your Jacobs is becoming my Pollard.
Yeah, he just needs to score like one time. It's just like a consistent 12 points, which is not doing it. But I need some more points. And then I'm liking the Walker play this week too. How are you feeling about your lineup? Because I'm feeling really good about my lineup compared to your lineup right now.
I feel fantastic about my lineup. Here's what I'll say.
You have Curtis Samuel and Daniel Johnson in your lineup.
Okay, just wait a second here. I also paid up for Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson. So I think that duo is going to score a lot of points. Obviously, I have Sam Darnold paired up with Justin Jefferson. I think this Detroit-Minnesota game, like you kind of talked about, is going to be really good. I think it's going to be probably pretty high scoring. I have faith that the Vikings will win this game. I think they're probably going to surprise people. I bet a lot of people think Detroit's going to win this game. And I think Jetta is going to have a good game. Tyreek, if you watched the last game before the bye, he had 2 or 3 plays where if the ball was just placed a little bit better, he was gone for a touchdown. Easy 60-yard bomb. They're not going to miss every time. I think all he needs is one, and I think he gets it. They finally connect, him and Huntley. He'll get at least one long bomb, and he'll be a great play. Tank Dell, again, still feels like a good value to me. You can see that I also have the Texans defense. I think the Packers are going to have a little bit of a disappointing game after their rout of the Cardinals last week. I think the Texans are going to have a good one and probably beat them, and I think Tank Dell will be a big part of that, especially with Nico out. Speaking of people being injured, Tony Pollard once again in my lineup. Tajay Spears probably not playing. This is going to be Pollard's backfield against a team that hasn't been good against the run. Pollard is going to score like he's been scoring, high things. That's what he does. Alexander Madison is a gross play. I won't deny that. He's disgusting to look at. But he had a great week last week with Zamir White out. Zamir White has been bad. Puke, vomit bad the entire year. I think Madison is going to have this backfield even if Zamir is back. He's really cheap, really nice play. It let me build up my receivers really well in this lineup. Theo Johnson, he's on a gross team. He's a gross player. He's getting a lot of usage. He's their tight end. That's who it's going to be. He's got a chance for a touchdown. He's going to get targets. I feel good about Theo Johnson as a 2,800 tight end. And then Curtis Samuel, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I had left. And I think it's a reasonable play. The other thing I was thinking was Trey Tucker. Devontae gone now. Have a little dart throw there. But I didn't want to double up on the Raiders. I felt like that was just too much Raider going on. And with the Buffalo offense, I just think it's good enough where Samuel can get some usage. There you go.
I personally would have just pivoted from Curtis Samuel to Juju, who's 4K, or Noah Brown. He's also 4K. Like, you would have saved $300 then.
I don't know about Noah Brown. Yeah, but
and
then what am I?
Feels like better plays.
I don't know. I got faith. Check the scoreboard after this week.
It feels like Noah Brown's last game, he had more targets than Curtis Samuel has had targets all year. I don't know if that might be crazy to say, but I think he had
Probably
like 8 targets last. And yeah, no. I mean, all this is going to come back to bite me. But
absolutely, it's going to. Absolutely.
I was just trying to look for other players that I would have played instead of Madison. And
Madison's a good play. I don't know why you're hating on the Madison play. Is it just name?
No, I don't think it's that. Like, yeah, I don't absolutely hate it after looking at the running backs that are lower than him. I was so confused, though, seeing Garendo at 6,600.
Yeah.
He must be in line for, I think it's just they're pricing him there just in case.
In case, yep, 100%. That's what I think
Mason's out. So, I mean, there must be a strong chance that Mason might be missing time. And I don't think anyone picked him up in redraft.
I don't think he's worth a pickup. I don't know. If Jordan Mason's out, I may pick him up, bro. Yeah, I might pick him up and play him.
Well, no, yeah, you just said he's not worth a pickup.
If Jordan Mason's playing, he's not worth a pickup. I think if Jordan Mason is not playing, I might snag him.
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. He's not worth a pickup if Mason is not playing.
I should probably honestly pick him up. My team is so buns. My bench, I don't even have a single player that's worth keeping. I might as well pick up Garendo, honestly. Unless you're picking him up at the current moment.
I picked up 2 defenses on waivers.
Yeah, you are.
I picked up the Ravens and the Rams because, not for this week, because the Ravens play Cleveland and Denver in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, go for it. I can't make any moves right now. I have to wait till Taysom is declared out and then
maybe I will.
But into the week 7 redraft picks, it is I think we went flawless last week.
We were both 6-0 last week. Yep.
So suck it, league mates.
Yeah, and listeners.
What did our listeners do that too? But we do have quite a few differences this week. We have 3 differences in this week, so we can jump right into that.
As usual, one of the matchups that we disagree on is mine. This week, I play Peter. Right now, I'm projected to win by about 6, but he is missing a startable player in his lineup, or a starting player in his lineup. The sub-in for that would probably be like Jaleel McLaughlin or Tyler Algier or Demarcus Robinson, who's like, whatever, not too worried about that. Big things I want to mention. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to have another big week. All right, like I said, I think Tyreek Hill's going to have a big week. Devontae Adams in his first week with the Jets is pretty exciting. And maybe Travis Kelce gets back to his Travis Kelce ways against the 49ers.
Sorry. I'm just clueless.
Bro, I had no idea why I picked Peter.
No, I was messaging Peter and telling him to do something.
That's crazy.
Because yes, he does need one flex spot to be filled in right now. Mm-hmm. You're rocking with the Adams, and after that recent trade, and yeah, you're super high on Tyreek this week, but I'm just not going to touch the Dolphins really until
I'm feeling a 20 bomb. Quote me.
A 20 bomb.
He's putting up 20 points this week.
Sleeper notification. I thought Peter made it.
Peter got back to you.
No, it was a different league. Yeah, we'll see about that. But I'm really liking Kyron Williams this week, and I always like the Hurts Devontae stack. I don't know, dude. There's just
I'd like to
about
note
your players that I don't like about your players.
That's fine. Zay Flowers, but 15 points past 2 weeks at least.
He's did have good. A huge week. He did have a huge week last week. I'll give you that.
J.K. Dobbins has a good matchup. He's been really good. He's the workhorse. Javonte Williams is a guy. He plays football. He's on my team. I don't know.
Yeah, move on.
But what I was going to say is Jacoby Myers. Also, I'm not sure he's going to play football this week. So if he's also out, I think I'm in a good spot. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, that will appear to be a whole lot better if that's the case. I mean, I don't know why Peter's rocking 2 defenses and 2 kickers right now.
Who's he going to pick up? There's no one on
bench.
waivers. Isaac Rendo.
There's people on waivers. That is who I texted Peter to pick up. I was like,
no way,
please
bro.
pick him up and play him, please.
That's crazy.
Luckily, everyone is into waivers. I mean, Bub Means could be a crazy shout right now.
Bub Means not like the craziest shout in the world. I'll be honest, it's not.
And then you got, I don't know, Bateman to counter your Ravens maybe too. You are heavy into the Ravens this week. I mean, you always are.
I always am. It's Lamar and Zay. I'm always heavy.
I don't know. We don't have to talk about this match anymore. Long story short, I'm a hater for you, and
facts.
I'm just rooting on Peter. But we can move on to the Dynasty. We have all of the same picks, minus 1 difference. And also, it is the game of the week on Fox.
That's true. I want to mention quick. I went 5-1 last week. Dane went 3-3, and it brought me into the lead in Dynasty. I'd been losing. I'd been on the back foot, but now I'm leading the pack. Anyway, big matchup coming between Ben and Sam?
Yep, Ben and Sam. They are. I'm gonna check, but I thought they were the 1 and 2. Yeah, they're
both
1 and 2.
1 and 2 squad.
Power rankings, and then we got Peter and Parker at 4 and 2 right behind them, and then we're tied at 3 and 3. But yes, these are the top dogs. I went with Sam. It was a pretty easy choice for me.
Really?
Just because he has like a full team out there and not Kelvin Ridley and Tyler Huntley filling in his squad. And he's got Tyreek Hill, who's going to go off this week, apparently.
I guess my thought is, I don't know too much. Is Aaron Jones playing? Is James Cook playing? I don't know if we know that for sure. That could be a difference. He already is down Chris Olave, so we won't have that fill in. Hey, you heard me say it. I think Tyreek's going to have a good week, and if Tyreek has a good week, Tyler Huntley's going to have a good week. So I pseudo believe in Tyler Huntley, I guess. I think Justin Jefferson's going to have a great week. I don't know. I think Evan Ingram pickup could be nice for him. I just like the players on Ben's team, man. He's got a lot of guys that can score 25 points in Derrick Henry, Kyron Williams, Justin Jefferson.
I do like those 3. I do like Kyron and Jefferson a lot this week. Yeah, Neighbors too. But the thing that Sam does have going for him is that trade that he just executed for Monday night. So if Cook doesn't play, he has Ray Davis, who obviously
still a stout defense, though, they're playing
definitely
against.
Fine. Yes, that's true, but I mean, the Bills can work some out. And then I think Josh Downs is very, he can put up just as many points as Aaron Jones. I'm not that worried about it. So I'm pretty confident in Sam taking on that.
The confidence. Dub. I feel good about Ben winning this game, I think.
And he just added Huntley to his roster, right? Because October 15th. Yeah, he just added him yesterday. Because he was messaging me about quarterbacks, because I have 4 startable quarterbacks right now. And he wanted to buy one of them. And he was kind of just looking for a 3rd round pick for one of my quarterbacks. I'm curious if you would have done that.
You didn't do that? Who was it?
He was saying Dalton or Rodgers, the 3rd round pick.
Oh, not Rodgers. I would have given him a third, or I would have taken a 3rd for Andy Dalton in a heartbeat. If Gardner Minshew was still playing football, I bet you he would have reached out to me and I would have gave him Gardner Minshew like this. Bang. Easy peasy. Take the 3rd, get out of there. Bang.
You said that so fast. I didn't do it because how is that benefiting me?
Do you need to play Andy Dalton?
Yeah, I think it's in my best interest to keep Dalton, Jones, and Rodgers and just play the best matchup each week. That's going to help me rather than a 3-12 for giving my competitor who's in the top of the league a better chance at winning the championship. I'm going to hold on to that quarterback.
Here's what I'll say. Maybe I was thinking about it because I have Goff, Kyler, and Kirk. So Minshew would have been my 4th guy who I'm not playing anyway. I don't need him. And he's also probably a little bit worse than Andy Dalton. So for me, maybe it's the guy I would have traded, and my situation makes trading it really nice. Whereas you might need to play your guy and he's been putting up okay numbers. Maybe a 3rd isn't enough. So I can see that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, I'm starting Dalton right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
This week against the Manders.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I'm excited for that matchup. It's always fun when the top tier teams play against each other, especially when they're both 5-1, which is pretty sick. What do you think about the playoff race right now? I know we got a lot of time left, but you're down there in 8th. Do you think you can make it?
In Dynasty?
Yep.
Because I'm definitely in there in Redraft right now.
I was saying Dynasty, so.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm looking fine with where I'm sitting. I was tracking it kind of on that Monday night game If Sam didn't make that move, and wait, who did he play? Let me double check.
Ryan?
Yeah, if Sam didn't make that move and he played Ryan, then Parker would have dropped, and there was a really strong chance that Riley would have won last week too, with just Jalen versus Brees and Lazard, but that Hail Mary just secured the W for Parker. I'm pretty sure if Riley would have won and Ryan would have won, I would have been in playoffs already. Like,
so,
I would be in the 6th seat already, and they would have dropped below me.
So
but yeah, I'm not too worried because there's a lot of teams out playing like Luke and maybe Parker right now.
That's what I was going to say.
Kind of fall down maybe.
Yeah, my assumption is the 6 will be, as of right now.
You should be playing better too.
I think that, yeah, I mean, I've still got the like 3rd or 4th highest points, so like I feel okay about being 3-3 that way. But anyway, I think that 6 will be Sam, Ben, Peter, me, Jake, and you at the end of it all. I think Parker will fall out and Luke will start losing games like he's supposed to, and then you'll probably just come in and snag that 6 to 5 spot, one of those 2 spots.
Yeah,
that'd be my guess. I don't know if I see Ryan or Ethan or Riley making that move up to the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm really excited for my depth this year because it sure feels like there's no like league winners right now that are just fucking killing it. Maybe like the Ravens or someone on the Ravens, but maybe Godwin is that league winner. Where I'm
Probably,
not like
honestly.
you need a fucking player to win the league like Todd Gurley was in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Where now
Sure.
it's just everything's kind of balanced, and if you have some injured players, then you're kind of screwed. And I'm not going to run into that problem, knock on wood, because
True.
3 startable running backs on my bench, 4 startable wide receivers on my bench, and 2 startable quarterbacks on my bench with Rice on IR. So I already got 1 injury bug.
Yeah, I mean, especially in a season like this where everything seemingly is more spread out and not top heavy in terms of like players and league winners, stuff like that. Your depth strategy that I've shit talked for a while may work out for you, but we shall see how it turns out with the rest of the year moving forward. We appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to
only if you like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe button. Yeah, what he said. I don't know what was going on. Thanks for watching. He said.
See ya.